good afternoon. Thank you for staying with us and welcome to Newsroom series today, where we bring you news from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Today, our focus is in the southwest region. Thank you for joining us. Members of the Lagos State House of Assembly have impeached the Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, accusing him of multiple statutory and financial infractions. Mr. Obasa was subsequently replaced by his deputy, Mojisola Miranda. Mrs. Miranda, who represents Apapa Constituency 1, was also a former whip of the House, and Majid Fatai is now the Deputy Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Mr. Obasa has been engulfed in a series of controversial circumstances in terms of financial dealings. The removal is coming barely a month after Mr. Obasa was accused of allegedly spending 17 billion naira for fixing a gate that leads to the Assembly. An Oyo State High Court in Ibadan has granted former wife of Oni of Ife, Naomi Shilekwonla, and 2 others standing trial before it for alleged manslaughter, 10 million naira bail each. Apart from the ex-queen, the other suspects are the CEO of Agidigbo Radio FM, Oriyomi Hamzat, and the principal of Islamic High School, Abdullahi Fashashi. The 3 defendants are facing trial for the deaths of 35 children during a stampede at the Christmas Funfair program on December the 18th, 2024 at Islamic High School in Ibadan. Although prosecution earlier opposed the bail, noting the severity of the stampede and the need to get justice for those affected, the court, however, granted the bail. Prince Abimbola Akeem Oade, the new Alaafin of Oyo, has received staff of office at the Exco Chambers of the Governor's Office in Ibadan, the state capital, legitimizing and beginning of the reign of the new monarch. The symbolic event, which is coming nearly 3 years after the death of the former Alaafin, Lamidi Adeyemi III, holds amidst controversy concerning the choice of the new Alaafin as announced by Governor Makinde last week. According to Governor Makinde, the Alaafin stool is important not just to Oyo town, but the Yoruba race as a whole.
The Alaafin stool is very important, not just to Oyo town or Oyo state, but the entire Yoruba race. So, under my watch, I made it very clear that that stool is not for sale. It is not a stool for us to toy with. So the coronation proper will be in 4 weeks. The Alaafin of Oyo land, His Imperial Majesty Oba Abimbola Akeem Oade. I pray that your reign shall bring unity to Yoruba race, wherever they may be around the world. I pray to also bring progress, development to Oyo land and Oyo state and Yoruba.
In his response, Alaafin Oade promised to work for the progress of Oyo State, Oyo Town, and Nigeria, as well as the development of the people. He thanked the governor, the Oyomesi, and everyone that worked for his selection and assumption of office as the 46th Alaafin of Oyo. Staying in Oyo State, the Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development says there's need for synergy amongst all stakeholders to secure neighborhoods in the state and make the roads accident-free. Making the call that the stakeholders' engagement with security agents and road maintenance agencies, traders, and other stakeholders in the state in the capital, the Oyo State capital, the agency calls for a mindset reset to that of security consciousness at all times, as government will begin to mete out heavy sanctions on defaulters of road traffic violations anywhere. At the forum, the Oyo State Governor, Mr. Makinde, who was represented by his deputy, says the engagement targets all major parties to cooperate with government agencies so security of lives and property will be improved on, noting that impunity and recklessness on roads will no longer be tolerated.
The Oyo State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development, OISEMED, was established June 2024 as the agency saddled with the interpretation of government's policy to residents through appropriate framework for mass dissemination and education on policies with a view to espousing a culture of responsibility and respect for established laws.
Representing the NGLA State Commander is ACN Ashiru Titilope. You are welcome.
As 2025 gets underway, the Oyo State government says it will no longer be business as usual for traffic offenders and those who attempt to undermine the security of lives and property of residents in Oyo State.
First and foremost, we are not particularly bothered about infrastructural facilities that are being put in place, but we are more bothered about the institutions that were put in place. And for this reason, Omased is one of such institutions that this administration has put in place to address the challenges of socio-economic development in Oyo State.
To ensure there are no excuses, adequate awareness is being created, after which enforcement will be implemented to deal with infractions on roads within Oyo State.
In our interaction with the Road Management Agency, we found out that a number of people drive against the traffic, leading to accidents and deaths on our roads. The governor is determined that this must be arrested. And the way to arrest it is to give the people a new orientation, mobilize them for action in a positive way.
At a stakeholders' engagement to educate residents, the state traffic authorities reiterate that existing laws repeatedly flouted without consequences will no longer be tolerated.
The laws are there already, but we're there to collaborate with them. We're there to say, hey, stop it, and we're going to deal with you. The law, the mobile courts, the tribunals, they're going to sentence you. And something will happen to you. I say something. You either go to Abalogu at Oyo or you go to Agodi if you cannot pay the fine.
The agency in charge of traffic regulations enforcement and safety notes that the forum is perfect for educating the people to imbibe the culture of responsibility while using the roads.
More prevalent in our society today is traffic light violation. You will recall a few weeks ago, we lost one of our personnel who was knocked down by someone who violated and who ran red light. Equally, we had a series of crashes going to traffic light violations. The Diakwe, a service center, are most notorious for area where people frankly violate traffic light. We're also looking at area of one-way driving, directional violation. This has claimed a lot of lives.
OISEMED adds that the preservation of the core values of responsibility, respect for the rule of law, integrity, among others, are non-negotiable and would not shy away from educating the people on their rights and obligations.
Accidents are happening on our roads, not because they are necessary, but because people decide to flout the rules, leading to loss of lives almost on a daily basis. Especially with people driving against the traffic. Autism is rising. Young adults are engaging in heavy consumption of illicit substances, and they are now so available at motor parks and garages. We need to arrest that situation.
The forum also features technical sessions on menace of drug abuse, inclusive approach to traffic management, safety on the roads, as well as strategic approach to crowd control, welfare at public events, and a holistic approach to security of lives and property.
The Ogun State Governor, Dakwa Abiodun, has set a total investment target for the socio-economic development of the state in the 2020-25 fiscal year as he promised to deepen the frontier of critical infrastructure towards stimulating the state's economy. He gave the indication in Abeokuta, the state capital, as he set the agenda for development in the new year with the unveiling of the economic direction and roadmap for the development for the year in 2025 fiscal year. He promised the commencement of the multi-billion naira Olokola deep sea port, agriculture and food security, critical infrastructure development, amongst others, to top the agenda as he seeks the cooperation and understanding of residents.
Ogun State has benefited enormously from the spillover of firms from neighboring Lagos State, the commercial center of Nigeria. The state's proximity to the largest market and the busiest ports in the country has contributed to it becoming a fast-growing industrial hub. Unveiling the developmental agenda for the 2025 fiscal year, the governor is promising to leverage on the gains of the past 5 years of his administration, the development of Olokola Deep Sea Port, power generation, distribution and transmission in partnership with the private sector.
We will be announcing the launch of the Olokola Deep Sea Port. That will be the final tick in our transportation master plan. Beyond this, we'll ensure that we continue to pursue food security, because through provision of food, we will be able to ensure that we feed ourselves, we generate income, and create employment for our people.
To effectively achieve the set target, the chairman of the State Internal Revenue Service, Anthony Olaleye, during the inter-religious prayer session held to flag off the year, is demanding absolute sense of responsibility among management team and staff of the service.
We need to think outside the box to deliver what we need to do. And we don't need to work the way we were working before. If you keep on working the way you were working before and expecting things to change, where we are talking of about close to 50% increase in the revenue we need to deliver, then we will just be deceiving ourselves and we will not be fools in Jesus' name.
The Bishop of Egba Diocese, Bishop Emmanuel Adekule, who delivered a sermon at the event, warns against unnecessary multiple taxation and other unauthorized dealings as the Internal Revenue Service intensifies efforts towards growing the tax net in the fiscal year.
Don't squeeze money from people when it's not right. But when you collect for government have enough to do what is necessary to be done in the society. It's the blessing goes back to you. But when you now say, okay, you see me, I'll cut down the tax, it's not right.
Since Governor Biodun's budget proposal of 1.055 trillion naira, the state government says it has resolutely embarked on a visionary roadmap for residents' collective future, a blueprint for sustainable growth, and a bold declaration of the state government's unwavering commitments to improving the lives of every citizen in Ogun State.
Welcome back. An urgent need by government at all levels towards parading shift in policy implementation in the agri sector of the nation's economy has been made in order to address food insecurity as against the population growing at geometric progression. This was a submission of a member of the House of Representatives representing Yewa North Federal Constituency of Ogun State, Wega Nasir Isiaka, and other participants at a public lecture held at the Federal University of Agriculture in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Participants at the public lecture also called for effective use of modern technology, climate-resilient crops, and necessary political will towards addressing the security challenges hindering food production in the country.
Global Convention and 26th Annual Lecture Series.
The conversation here is on sustainable agriculture development and value chains for food security and examines factors responsible for food insecurity and the need for sustainable agriculture practices. With over 60% of the farming community directly affected by insecurity, 30% of the population facing food insecurity, and the Africa Development Bank's projection that Nigeria loses about $9 billion to lack of storage facilities every year, worsened by escalating food prices. Participants agree that a lot still needs to be done to salvage the sector.
Agric is not just a business, it's a way of life. It's a backbone of our economy and foundation of our security. Hence, we must pay close attention to its growth and sustainable development, not only for our time, but for the benefit of future generations. The real power to effect change is not just in the leadership and its policies, but in the collective will to transcend our common challenges. The question is that, will you be part of this historic transformation?
A presidential aspirant in the 2023 elections under the All Progressives Congress and human rights activist Benga Olawepo Hashim, who chairs the occasion, suggests enhanced rural infrastructure, improved storage facilities, integration of modern technology with traditional farming practices, single-digit interest rates, among others.
To deal with insecurity, Alumni Association can promote AI-based surveillance, agro-rangers that are deployed in agri cooperatives. We are not just going to be doing new things. We are simply doing what our leaders at independence did that built Nigeria. So decentralization of policing is key to stemming the issue of insecurity in the farmlands. Agri cannot be financed at 15, 25%, 35%, 45% interest rates. I advocate a single-digit interest rate for agricultural loan.
On his part, the Vice-Chancellor of the Federal University of Agriculture, Professor Olushola Babatunde, seeks more funding for research and development for projects such as iodine-fortified tomatoes, which has been developed as part of the institution's sustainable agriculture development.
But here we have a group of scientists in this university who put up a proposal that instead of fortifying salt with iodine, why can't we fortify tomato with iodine? We don't run away from tomato, do we? No. And so that project was written and TED Fund agreed to fund it and is already taking place here on our campus.
Participants believe the transformation of the nation's agriculture sector is not just an economic imperative, but a matter of national security, as they call for renewed commitment for economic growth and development.
From food security to security per se, Ondo State Police Command have arrested 25 persons in connection with the recent rival cult clash that claimed 4 lives in Owo town. Parading 6 of the suspects at the Ondo State Police Command headquarters in Akure, the State Commissioner of Police, Wilfred Afolabi, disclosed that the suspects were arrested at their hideout in Akure, the state capital. According to the Commissioner, several weapons were recovered from the suspects.
An operation led by Area Commander, a combined team led by the Area Commander Akure. They stormed the location, and in the course of the operation, 6 suspects were apprehended. And during the screening of the suspect, it turned out that 2 of them were on the wanted list of the police. One, Olabode Ojo, popularly known as Popo. He has been a notorious criminal in the land of Owo. Beru Adiola, he too, he has been on the wanted list of the police for some time now. See the marks on their body, you will be convinced that truly they are part of the people that have been involved in these court activities in the land of Ogun.
Finally, the lawmaker representing Mushin Federal Constituency 2, Honorable Alaafin, has handed over 5 intervention projects to the people of Mushin. Mr. Fayinka, who donated a block of classrooms, renovated Mushin General Hospital administrative block, empowered 500 students, amongst others, says he'll continue to support the people in his constituency and develop the area for the benefit of Mushin residents. He also urges the people to support the initiatives of the federal government and be hopeful for a better country.
The provision of a conducive learning environment in Idiaraba Community High School premises is one of the 5 projects initiated by Honorable Alaafin, representing Mushin Federal Constituency 2. A new block of classrooms have just been added to the existing ones to accommodate more students into the school.
The classes are neat and the environment is well maintained. And with this, we can boldly say that this is an addition, great addition to the education infrastructure in Mushin.
I'm using the opportunity to implore all the Serikis, the Babas, the KPSCs, that they should endeavor to help us bring out all these children. They can still register now. No time is late, because the logo for LASUBEB is leave no child behind. We don't want to miss anybody out. Even the handicapped, the special ones, we have school for them.
The lawmaker says the project is part of legislative intervention for his constituency to ensure that every child has access to education irrespective of tribe or religion.
I've done my own part. Now I want to charge you. Seriki, Bale, Yariya, Mata, Yaro. This is not the time for fight. For our future leaders, it is imperative for us all, as residents and stakeholders of this great community, to protect this infrastructure as our own.
From Idiaraba Community High School to Mushin General Hospital to hand over the newly rehabilitated administrative block to the hospital management, who are grateful for the gesture.
We honor and express our profound appreciation to Honorable Fayinka, whose visionary leadership and benevolence has significantly impacted our healthcare system and the lives of countless individuals. Sir, you have improved the physical structure of this facility and restored hope and dignity to people who rely on its services. Your investment in this healthcare is a testament to our commitment to uplifting our community.
That's not all. Solar-powered streetlights on Aromire Street, Olorutosin Street, Olufumilayo Street, Lai Oyekomi Street, among others, as well as rehabilitation of Wahid Akpesin Street in Ilasamaja, has received attention by Honorable Fayinka. 500 residents of Mushin are also receiving 100,000 naira each to support their business after the Yuletide expenses.
This is about 500 names here. I'm very sure 300 people will tell you they don't know me. They've never met me. They are just hearing about me. That is the best of it. Mushin continue to be peaceful. Good times are near. Where we are doing much more better than this. Continue to be law-abiding. Continue to be prayerful. Bible says, whoever that pray for the land of Israel, so I do grab what Bible says. Here is our Israel. Your home is your Israel. Your husband is your Israel. Your wife is your Israel. Your children is your Israel. Pray for the leaders. Pray for them. Pray for us. We want to do good, but certain things might happen. Pray for us so that we could serve you better.
Honorable Alaafin, representing Mushin Federal Constituency 2, says he will not relent in developing Mushin and supporting the people to make them financially stable.
That's it on Newsroom series today. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide Mukong.